Well, welcome to the show, everybody. Thanks for all your birthday wishes last week. I had a good time this weekend. That's why we didn't have a show on Friday, in case you missed the memo and showed up wondering what happened to the Dusty News Network Friday night roasting. I was too busy shaking my ass, drinking, talking shit, all that over the weekend. So I moved the show to today. So all those festivities are over till next year's, alas. But I have to start. We're going to start the show. This show talks about dusty behaviors. It originally started, we would talk about dusty men and the stuff that they posted on the internet. But we did, people started sending in, and I found myself a lot of stuff from dusty women. So it's kind of morphed to include their posts and comments and memes and things as well. But I don't know if you guys remember last week me talking about how there seemed to be this weird, well, not weird, but different kind of energy I must have been putting out because I was attracting the attention of a lot of men, just like everywhere. And guys were coming out of the woodwork like from my past. And another one came out that we're going to call, because this guy, and he knows he's probably listening to this show, but I'm going to talk about your ass because I'm going to call him the maestro. Now, everybody knows what a maestro is, right? Let me see. I have a slide I will show you. This is a maestro, someone who's a master at something, right? And then, his synonyms for maestro, guru, authority, artist, proficient, sharp, virtuoso, all those kinds of things, right? Those describe uh, a maestro. So that's my nickname for him. I will not use his real name. I don't want to do that. So you guys just sit back for a minute and enjoy a story time. Now, I haven't heard from dude in like 12 years. Okay. Suddenly he finds me on Facebook. And we used to have a lot of fun together. Don't get me wrong. He's just a very, very interesting person. Extremely intelligent, very street smart. Normally the kind of person that would get my attention. But dude had like a lot of stuff going on and just plays way too many games. It's like you just can't be comfortable in a situation like that. I mean, I like somebody like myself who has that skill set, but when I come home, I don't want to be feeling like I have to be on guard every second. I don't want to be tested. I don't want you ribbing me and joking and doing all this shit. I just want to be able to relax in my own environment that's supposed to be a safe haven from all that bullshit that's happened outside the world, outside the house, outside this relationship. But no, he brings it into the relationship. So see, that wasn't working for me. And so it never really got off the ground for being anything other than just a friendship. So here it is 12 years later. I ain't seen or talked to this clown in 12, could be even more, 13, 14. I lost track to tell you the truth, but I know it's at least 12 years. No sign or symptom of him, nothing. So how he finds me, we change some texts and everything and, uh, talk on the phone. This is before, for those of you who are learning what's going on, this is a story time about what happened to me over my birthday weekend. So I'm talking to him and everything, right? And I'm sitting there ticking off on my fingers the games that he's running. Okay, we started with the "Oh, I miss you so much" game, which is true because, like I said, that could be true because we did used to have a very, we spent a lot of time together, running around, ripping and running, and going to lunch and just hanging and talking shit to each other. Because I think about him too. I mean, just let's be honest, because those are some good times. And you think about good times in your past with, a smile, and then you just keep going on with your life. No problem there. So then he starts with the, I should have got with you game. I'm like, okay, nigga, you had 12 years to arrive at that conclusion. What is this? Okay, so that was one. I just rolled my eyes. So then he comes with the, well, I liked you from when I first saw you game. I'm like, okay, well then why did you act stupid and play all those different games all those different years and just act stupid and just push me, it made me, like I said, I don't like being on guard all the time. I'll play them kind of games, but that's not somebody I would want to be in a relationship with. When I do that, I'm just, it's just fun. And so then let me turn this light out. It's too bright in here. And so then, what else? The other game did he play? Oh, the I'm coming home game. So, and then he mentioned wife. Yes, I'm a Leo. I'm as Leo as they can get. Leo moon, Leo sun, just Leo every damn where. And so that he plays that game. Now, most women, when you mention the word wife, they lose their mind. I'm the opposite because, it's just like it was when I got married, it wasn't really something I really wanted to do. That's why I said no 3 times. I just don't really care. That doesn't do anything for me. Now, some women it might, but for me, it doesn't. And, so I'm just listening to all the stuff he's talking. And then I did remind him, I was like, okay, well, let's just say you are serious. I'm not going to cut you, down too much, but let's just say that you are. There's a modicum of seriousness about this conversation, which I seriously doubt. What you going to do? Because I don't go by what men say. I go by what you do. That's the same thing I teach you guys, right? Don't, I can't hear you. I'm watching you. What are you doing to back up the shit that you're talking about? And so, I was sitting there listening to him. It just struck me. So this is the kind of stuff that happens to the ladies. You guys get caught up in stuff where the guys come out your past and they, talking about the good times you had in the past and how they liked you and how they chose wrong. They should have been with you. The violins start playing all the stuff, and you guys get caught up. And I was listening to it like a scientific experiment more so than anything else because it's like just conversation. It's just words. I mean, may as well have been reading out of a comic book or something. I don't know. It didn't really do anything for me. I want a man, and it's not to say I don't want, something nice and stuff like what he was talking about. But what I wanted with is somebody who's serious and who's going to be in offering something that's stable. Because, see, Deb, you know how I do my stuff? I am consistent. Everybody can say that over the 28 years I've been doing this, my message has always been consistent because I am a consistent person. If I say something, I'm going to do it. If I promise you something, I'm going to follow through. If I say no, you could go to your grave knowing it's going to still be no. If I tell you, yes, I'm going to do this, it might take me a while, especially if I don't give you a time frame, but you can bet your last breath that I will come through for you. That's the kind of person I am. And I need a man that's going to be that exact same way, not flip flopping and, doing all the stuff and leaving you hanging. I can't do that. So, oh, all she's lucky, wait, lovely, lucky lefty. Girl, that is too many. That's a tongue twister. She said that she blocked all the men from her past. Most of mine are too, but we never really was together. So it's not really, wasn't nothing to block. But I just thought, this was something that I should share because I want you guys to know, even though I talk about this kind of stuff, it happens to me too. It doesn't mean that I'm immune to it, just because people know that I have this platform and have this information, they still gonna try you. It doesn't matter. So I just want you to know that, some people might feel like, well, she thinks that, she just because it doesn't happen to her, that she can lecture us and she's better than us and this and that kind of stuff. I've been, accused of that. And I want to assure you that that is absolutely not the case. I'm a black woman just like you, and men are going to come and they're going to talk shit to me just like they do to you. None of us are immune to that. The only difference is I know what the game is, and so I don't let it get me involved. And that's why I spend so much time talking to you and sharing, my knowledge and experience and life lessons with you so that you don't make those mistakes. Okay. But I just thought, wow, this is just too good of an example to not share with you guys. So that's why I wanted to do that. All right. So what we're going to do now is start going through some of the fabulous memes and things that you guys have sent in this week. It was great. Everybody's been coming through like a champ, and I really do. Yeah, 12 years ago, at least 12. I'm thinking it's longer than that, but I don't want to swear to it. But I do know it's at least 12 years. And how come somebody gonna not talk to you in 12 years and they come through the door talking about, I want to be with you, nigga? for reals, and you really think somebody my age is gonna believe that shit? I don't. You shouldn't waste your breath. Come on now. Yeah, I want to, I just want to be, I just want to be my authentic self. And I just want to let you guys know, it could happen to anybody. So don't ever think that I'm immune to the lessons that I'm teaching you, even if it didn't what I'm telling you about didn't happen personally to me. I still know people that it happened to, relatives, friends, clients, whatever. And so all of these things that I share are, experiences that a woman that I personally know or have acquaintance with at least has experienced. I'm not talking stuff off the side of my neck. So let's move on now and let's go through some of these slides. So I think I have, let me see. I tried to be organized this time and write them down. It looks like I have, I think, 26, not including my maestro slide. All right, so let's move on here. Now this one just came in yesterday, I think, or today, this morning, something. I took one of the other ones out so I could put this bad boy in there because this was too good. Look at this little troll, Gila monster looking thing here with this girl. Now, what is the message here? What they're saying is, you too picky. You guys need to settle. Um, for anybody really that wants to marry you and stop being so damn picky, you could be a wife. You could be married. You just holding out for Mr. Perfect, Mr. Wonderful. It's like the problem is you too picky. That's why you still single. Learn from her because she's getting married soon. And you're not. You just gonna be living with a bunch of cats and all this kind of stuff. I was like, wow. And can you imagine having children that look like that? I would want to flush them down the toilet. I'm sorry, I know that's messed up, but I'm just saying that would not work for me. So I want you guys to understand that. Thanks, Felicia. Yes, I do. Oh, I had so much wine and different other, what do they call those things? Spirits for the last 3 or 4 days. I think I need to be a teetotaler at least till Tuesday. So, yeah, I thought this was very interesting. So, this is like the bottom of the dregs of society barrel that, you're supposed to make an allowance for it so you could be married and get the credit title of being, quote, a wife. Okay? Keep that in mind as we move forward. Now, this meme here, I stared at this for a long time. It's like, does this fool realize, or whoever created this, realize how stupid they really are? I mean, do you really understand how dumb you are? If they replace child support with forced shared parenting 50-50, do you think women would be so eager to become single mothers? Okay, no, you idiot. This forced thing, shared parenting would be a reprieve for the single mothers because she'd get a 50% break because you would be forced to spend some time with your nappy headed brat and all that. Oh, but see, the one who would be forced parenting is you. So that's what I'm saying. They got it twisted. And then they don't even pay child support. So why are you worrying about child support that you don't even pay? I was like, ooh, wee. Mm-mm. I mean, really, I mean, think about this, okay? If a woman has 100% custody 100% of the time because the father's not in the picture, who is the one who would be the most impacted by this forced shared parenting? It's not going to be her. She's going to get a break. She's going to get, because if they're not paying no money anyway, that gives her 50% more time for herself or to get a second job or to go back to school or whatever. This would be a blessing to every single mother that I know. She would wish that this would happen and that he would be forced to parent his children and spend some time with them. So for him to put it like this, and you should have all the men co-signing and everything, like this is Ash say IQ 3. For them to think that this is going to be something that he's admonishing women about, are you kidding me right now? We would pray for this. Okay? We would be applauding on our knees, thanking Buddha, Jesus, Allah, all of them. All of them would be getting some praise if this were to happen. Oh my God, this is just stupid. Yeah, IQ 3 is probably -3 because this was just too dumb. This is dusty logic right here. This is a perfect example of dusty logic. All right. Now, this is actually two slides that I condensed into one because one had the picture and then the other one had people's comments, but I've mushed them all together so I could still have my same 26 slides. But look at this. She says uh, what did I decide to call it? Oh, eggplant. Eggplant swallowing. I don't know how to phrase this. A day keeps divorce lawyers away. And this dude who looks like somebody's uncle sitting up there talking about somebody should teach a class and relay this message. Nigga. Okay, first of all, you got to be married before you can get a divorce. Let's start there. They are trying to get married, but they want all these husband benefits. Then, uh, the sister had to come in behind and say, you need to be prepped for all that with your diet and your, body cleansing situation here. Because y'all be like all funky in your nether regions and don't nobody want to be bothered with you like that. So I was like, wow, is this really okay? And then the main point, okay, now that we've discussed this, the main point I want to make here, the main point I want to make about this slide and any others that allude to something that you do or don't do that's going to, quote, keep divorce lawyers away, which, means that you have control over your husband, is a fantasy. It's not like that. And it's like they're constantly pushing this script like you have the sole and singular power, like he's a puppet on the string. He has no brain of his own. He loses decision making power and autonomy once he says I do, and we all know that's a lie. They do what the fuck they want to do whenever the fuck they want to do it. So you been on your knees with eggplant in your mouth or doing anything else, cooking, cleaning, kids, all this stuff, dressing a certain way, none of that will stop him from cheating on you and breaking your heart if that's what he wants to do. And don't think it's because other women made him do it. He decided to do that with his own brain. Just like he decides he don't want to have hot dogs or hamburgers for dinner, he wants a steak. It's the same brain that made this decision. One impacts what you're going to cook for dinner, and one impacts your entire life and impacts your marriage. And if you have kids, it impacts them as well. So he's deciding this because he's basing it on what he wants to do in that moment for himself with no regard for you. So you planning your whole life to, around trying to keep him from cheating and hurting you. Where is the authenticity in this relationship? It's all like a play. And you feel like you have this role to play in order to make him, continue to be the star of your show. It doesn't work like that. I mean, you do your best. Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you just be like some old junkie broad. You do the best. You do what you promised your husband that you're going to do when you took those marital vows. And whatever agreements you worked out, you keep up your end of the bargain. Okay, that's being a person of integrity, which is what I always preach for men and women. Be the person that you say you're going to be. Do what you say you're going to do. Be the person that people can depend on. So if you do that and this person wavers from their part of the agreement, well, then you can leave that situation with your head held high, knowing that you didn't contribute to that. That was their decision. Okay. But if you get gully with them, well, then both of y'all are at fault. But I just wanted you to think about this, what this underlying message is. And her dumb ass, she don't even understand that she's, caught up in that mindset where she feels like, she has this magical power. So what's she going to do now that she's thinking about all of this is this way if he decides to dip out anyway because, her eggplant eating is different from yours. And he just wanted to try new eggplant eating. Then what you going to do? You see what I'm saying? You don't have control over anybody else but yourself. And this is a key message that this meme, this whole conversation here, totally ignores. You talking about a grown ass man? He gonna do what the fuck he wanna do. Let's move on. Now this was hilarious. This girl's good with her makeup. But this is the new thing, this tranny makeup. Everybody be just all just doing too much, like 900 different contours and stuff. Have you ever watched one of these YouTube, makeup tutorials? It's kind of amazing. I was looking at all that stuff. I'm like, okay, that takes too much time and too many products. I have like 6 things, and that's all I'm using. I don't want to do all of that. It's too much work. But she totally transformed her look. But see, to me, this is that look that gets men's attention. The picture on the right. That's why they get tricked by trannies. Because y'all don't want to see a real woman. You want to see a pretend woman. And if you look at that woman on the right and you look at any tranny, there's going to be a gross similarity. And you're going to be able to see it in the way that they are made up. It's going to look very similar. And so I know you're right. Since this is obvious that it's that she's wearing makeup, they know she's wearing makeup, but they still like it. They like the look, and they don't even get you in bed. They don't want the woman to take it off because they like that look. So that's what I'm saying. If you look at that look and you held her face up right next to any tranny, you would see that the makeup is the same. And so if you like all that makeup on a woman, then you like all that makeup on a tranny trying to look like a woman. So you need to shut up. Otherwise, you would get a woman who looks like a woman without all that stuff on her face. And you wouldn't be tripping and telling her that she needs to wear makeup. So, it's like they just want to be hacked. They don't want to be, they don't want something realistic. They want a fantasy. Why do they want a fantasy? Well, because it excites their eggplant. I'm just saying. I just want people to understand how I think. When I look at stuff like this and I see men talking, on the news, oh, well, so and so felt like they was tricked. They was bamboozled. No, you just went for what your eggplant picked and there you go. You just got in trouble. That's not even airbrush. That's just Photoshop. They have filters. I have it myself. And you can change yourself, honey. I could make myself look like I'm 15 if I wanted to. But it's like, yeah, I'm not doing all that. That's like shit. My makeup routine, even for this show, takes me about less than 10 minutes. And when I'm trying to go somewhere and just not even trying to look like, I am for the show, 2 minutes. Mascara, eyeliner, lipstick, door. That's it. So let's move on from this nonsense here. So now this is the woman's version of the lie, right? Here's the male version. I found this on Facebook. Oh my God. The eggplant print 3000. I don't even know what to say. So I'm just letting this be on the. And look at him. He all like looking all proud. Maddie, that's too much makeup. I mean, that's just, unless you like in a show or something, that you might need to walk around with that much makeup on their face. To me, when a woman has to put on that much makeup, she's hiding some gross insecurities. And looking at the young lady's skin, she would do better to visit a dermatologist and get that hooked up, change her diet and clear up her skin, and so she doesn't wear all that makeup, which is just going to make her skin worse. So in this situation here, we're showing going from the what's called the female lie version to the male version of the lie, and this is it. So I guess we better be on the lookout for that. Look at that shit. I was rolling. It's like these men are just too much. So that they have a Facebook group called Men in Sweats, and the women love it because it shows images such as this. Well, it's not supposed to be, at full mass. This is, just regular. And that's a, decent size for just I'm really struggling with words here, but you guys know what I'm trying to say. Anyway, let's move on. I've had enough of this. Now, this here was cold blooded. This was cold. This was cold, but look at showing Carlton on this meme. That's messed up. It's when a girl that keeps curving you ends up heartbroken and a single mother. And he laughing gleefully like he's got something to be excited about. I was like, wow, this is kind of sick and twisted. But there you go. Oh, this is just too much. But you know, the angst that they have about being rejected, this is what this is. You know, because she didn't get with me. She might have ended up heartbroken and a single mother with your trifling piece of shit ass too. No guarantees that you wasn't gonna do the exact same thing. So then there you are being all gleeful and excited because someone hurt another person. That's a sociopath. Get out of here. Now I know all you read all done heard about hot girl summer. I heard somebody told me that it's because of a woman who a rapper in Texas or something came out with this phrase "hot girl summer" and then it went viral and now everybody's using it. So this young man says, "Well, hot girl summer gonna turn into pregnant girl winter and single mama spring," and then showing the crying, laughing face. Evidently, they don't like being, don't like this concept of hot girl summer. That's what I keep hearing. They don't like it because black women are just acting a little bit too free and not really paying men no mind this summer the way that they usually do. And so they're, getting kind of grudgeful about it. Girl, you ain't seen nothing yet. Lady Boston said she can't with these memes. Girl, you ain't seen nothing yet. These, and it's like they just roll in. It's it must be millions of these things. And I really feel sick that I did not notice them. I didn't notice them until, I don't know, what, about 6 months ago. I started really, it's like I saw them, started seeing them for the first time. Because usually, when I'm on Facebook and stuff, I mean, I see the little pictures and stuff, but I don't like roll, scroll, page down, page down. I did never read the stuff. I never really paid attention. But yeah, I think it was about 6 months ago I started finally, kind of really looking at them. And I was just in shock at the stupidity and then at the way that women responded to them. That was the main thing that was shocking me. And I was like, wow. Yeah. These things, all these messages, all these memes, do have, well, not all, but a lot of them have some very deep subliminal messages that you guys aren't really catching. What the message is that they're trying to get you to think about yourself and your goals and your dreams, your appearance, your skin color, the fact that you're black. I mean, all kinds of stuff are being these things designed to evoke a certain emotional response in you, and don't think it's a good one. It's all designed to hurt you, make you feel small, question and doubt yourself, and compare yourself unfavorably to other people, which means it's all about getting you to feel bad about yourself, because a woman who feels bad about herself loses confidence. A woman who has lost confidence has low self-esteem, and a woman who has low self-esteem will pretty much take anything that comes her way that's a man, because she doesn't feel like she has the right to demand better, and that's what they want. They want you to be weak and needy and insecure and doubt yourself and feel like, well, I better take this because nothing else is going to come along, or I don't deserve better. Because then, or out of fear, I'll be alone. I'll be single forever. I'll just end up with a bunch of cats, like they said, and no man will want me. It's all designed to get you thinking like that. So y'all better really be thinking when you read this shit. Don't just take it at face value. There's always a message there. And if you don't believe me, read them and see how you feel. Check in with yourself for a minute after you read that stuff and the women's response to it. Check in with yourself. Be honest with yourself about your initial emotional reaction. And then there's a video on here where I teach you how to control your emotions. If you notice that you're getting, you're having these emotional responses to this bullshit, listen to that video, put that shit on repeat until you learn how to get control of your emotions. When you get control of your emotions, you can control your mind, and then you will never be fucked with by men again because they won't be able to reach you. All right. So let's move on. Now I put a close up of dude from dude. This is the close up of dude. I'm getting better at my slide making. This is the bullshit he talking about. As long as she don't have a flat booty, skinny girls are cool. And you brothers, you don't need to be a millionaire to get you a healthy, slim woman. Stop settling for Big Bertha while he's sitting up there looking like somebody that ate a whole barbecue pit worth of meat. The whole thing. Plus some put sweet potato pies on top of it. Okay, you have a lot of nerve to be talking about somebody being Big Bertha when your ass is Big Bobby. Okay, you need to understand. Look in the mirror and look at what you are, honey. You a 3 on a good day, maybe a 4. And you don't have no business talking about what somebody can get. You need to stay in your envelope. Oh my God. His face is fired. I cut him off there. I didn't show none of the body. I just showed that part because I want to be able to fit on my slide. So, and I want y'all to be able to see that mugalicious face he's got. And it's like, nah, Holmes. this ain't, this ain't it. Mind over matter. I will put the link up. It's called Controlling Your Emotions. I will put it up. I don't know. I'll try to remember to link it here, but if not, it'll be at the end of the video. Or you could do a search for it. Go on my channel and search Control Your Emotions. It'll pop up. But yeah, this is what this and he plus he got them ooga booga names anyway. I don't like all that shit. Just have a regular name. Be Joe or somebody. I don't like that. And he got fucked up teeth. When people smile like that, they have fucked up teeth. They don't want you to see their teeth. So they try to hide them. I know the rest. I know that trick. All right, let's move on. This clown here. Oh, these hoteps. Why them hoteps? Who needs to have all them damn apostrophes in their name? Come on now. Just be Joe. Just be simple. Something simple. I don't know what he is. Say he's Muslim. He's a Niglam. That's what he is. But this one here, black women, the reason we keep going at black women about accountability and feminism is because black women have the power to change our conditions. They have the power to heal, fix, and unite our entire race. What are y'all waiting on? Do y'all not know it's y'all that can change everything? The oppressors knew if they can get y'all ahead, they can control everything. Y'all have the key to that lock. Use that shit and let us out. Okay, these are the same motherfuckers who talking about, I'm the king. I'm a king. All black men are kings. I am the head. I am the ruler. Submit to me. Yet you had a key to lift up and do the house. Okay, so if black women have all this power and can do all this stuff, what the fuck they need you for then? Okay, but then if you say, well, I don't need you, then they get in their feelings about that. But you just made a meme that shows that no woman needs you. If we have all this power that you perceive us to have, all this control to change everything, well, that means that we are doing all the work, then we should reap all the benefits, which means you don't get any. Okay, you don't get a piece of the pie that is baked after we do all this work. You don't get to eat at the table. You don't even get a seat there. So if you men understand what you wrote, this meme here indicates abject weakness, weakness of mind, weakness of spirit, lack of a backbone, no strength, no spirit, no leadership capabilities. You can't even fucking think right, and you got a fucked up name. And then you gonna sit up there and think somebody gonna put you in a position of leadership and power? Nigga, no. No, nigga, no, that ain't happening. Oh my God, I read this shit. I lost my mind. As you can see, I went crazy. I had to jump up from my computer. I was running around. I'm like, now see, They don't even understand what they do. They talk out of both sides of their neck. And when you guys aren't paying attention, see, Dad pays attention to everything. I pay attention and I remember shit. So you can't come and tell me all this stuff here about you being the leader and the head and the king and submit and all this stuff. And then you turn right around and say, well, save us, let us out. You have all the power. If I have all this power, then why do I need you? What are you doing? You just weighing me down, slowing me down, and being an albatross around my goddamn neck. I don't need you. And you know what? You're useless. Just like I always say, if they're not going to bring something to your life, ladies, if a man's not going to embellish your existence, he's not going to help you reach the next level of success, he's not doing something to advance your cause and make your world better, then you don't need him. You don't need him. Oh, yes. Thanks, Sue. I forgot to mention it. See, my moderators be on it. They be having my back even when I don't have it myself. It's like, I forgot about my new Instagram page. So, yeah, y'all roll over there. That's where all the memes are that don't fit on this show. That's where I'm going to put them. At least I have a place to put them now. But I'm like, this motherfucker right here. This dude is just off his mind. He's out of his rocker. Yeah, they want you to have a S on your chest and be, super Susie Saver nigga or something. I don't know what that's all about. But I just wanted this one came in pretty recently and it replaced another one that I had in the lineup because this one was just too good to not show you right away. It just was too good. All right, so let's move on to the next one now that I got myself all worked up. this this one is kind of funny. This one was funny. So I had to drink some water. It's hot as Hades up in here. Now you realize you were someone who can't spell or write eggplant. Ah, that expression, though, is just funny. Now, this one doesn't really have much of a subliminal message, but what it does have is it's just funny. I could have probably put this one on my Instagram page, but I thought after that last one, you guys might need a giggle because that shit had me hot. I was super heated. So I don't know. I don't know what that's all about. Anyway, let's move on from that. Now, this young man here says, I've been dealing with black women for 10 plus years. Now, all of a sudden, I hate them. Nah, I'm telling y'all, the real deal, man. Okay. So this young lady comes with her clap back and she says, woo, child, the police ain't, doing what they do to you figure niggas, ninjas fast enough. And it's surviving dot dating. Surviving dot dating is my new Instagram page. It matches the blog. Survivingdating.com. Surviving dot dating, no, because somebody had surviving dating. I don't know who it is. Oh, some men of Instagram or something. Some stupid group stole my name. So I had to use surviving dot dating. So anyway, she was pretty upset about him. But when you have men who openly admit to that they hate you, they hate you. Well, when hate comes, it usually is accompanied by violence, disrespect, all kinds of horrible things that we are finding a lot going on in the black community. So even though he says this and he's at this point kind of a lone voice on this one little tweet, because I didn't see what else followed it other than hers. This is the only thing I was sent. It's obvious by their behavior and treatment of black women and girls that this is an attitude that many of them have. And so that's why a lot of black women are getting an attitude. It's like, Black Lives Matter is really good and everything is, I'm glad it started. It does deserve some political attention. However, don't look for me to march. Don't look for my feet to be on that lineup. All right. Now, this one, he's talking about, so because you're a tall lady, that you don't need that you don't want male companionship, you don't want a family, you don't want a husband? Is that what that's supposed to mean? That you, because you're tall, that you don't deserve to have those things? If you don't get back on defense. Now, he might have meant it just to be funny, but he could have said something else in order, before prefacing it by get back on defense. Make it all about the basketball game then, or make it about something else. But to say, females, there's that slur again, be 6'2", talking about they need a man. Like that's the only reason that somebody would need a man is to uh, protect them. A Glock and a pit do a really good job of that. Or Doberman, my personal favorite. Them suckers are so sleek. You can't, they move so fast you don't really see them. And the next thing you know, they got you in a throat lock. They don't care. Exactly, Ash. I mean, if you have tall parents, and like in my family, my grandfather was really tall. And my grandfather on my mother's side and my grandmother on my mother's side were really tall. So everybody on both sides of the family, there's a mixture of heights, and it's all just genetics. You just don't know what you was gonna get, even from my grandparents' own children. Some of them was 6 feet and over, and others, was like my mom was the shortest one in her family, and of course I'm the shortest one in mine. But my brothers are pretty tall. Thanks, kitty cakes. So this was very disappointing seeing this one. It's like a slur on tall sisters, and then that female shit. I hate that. Yeah, exactly. You don't like models. Well, let's move on. He's just a little bit too dusty. I can feel my nose starting to run. All right. This one. I'm sorry, ladies, but this is he trying to get on to people that get Section 8, because a lot of men get it too, so they need to shut up. But pointing out that, before your kids go to school bullying other kids about their clothes, because they got designer shit because you had the money to buy it. Remind those your kids to shut up, because not everybody's rent's $27 like yours. Because it's people here living two in a household in like a 1 bedroom apartment, two families squeezed in there because the rents are sky fucking high. It's just ridiculous. Like $1,000 a month more than they were 3 years ago. So unless you making some serious green, most people are priced out of the market. They got to live in the hood, and they got to live with relatives. That's just it. Well, some people are paying that kind of money, $57, $99, whatever. I'm like, shit, let me get some Section 8. That would be a baller like a motherfucker. Oh, I thought it was hilarious, but it's not so much about Section 8. It's about your kids not understanding that they need to be a little humble about their situation and not be going off on other people who don't have the benefits that they have and that kind of support. You know, it's a reality check for some people. That's all. Let's move on. Now this knick-knock right here. Let's go over this for a minute. Child support count your days from whatever. He blanked it out. I can't get a passport because I'm behind in payments. Come on, dog, for real. This shit is really designed to fuck your life up. I'm ready to punch something down. I can't win for real. Now let's go. Let's talk about this for a minute. He can't get a passport because he's on top and behind in child support payments. Negro, if you ain't paying money for your kid to lead, to eat, and to live and get shoes and clothes and a roof over your baby's head, yet you have the money to go abroad, that's why you can't get a passport, because that's like a lot of money. International airfare, cruise things, or ship fare, whatever it is. And then when you get there, you got to pay for a hotel. There's this fuzz on my lip. You got to pay for a hotel, transit, taxis, all the stuff. You're going to be eating out at restaurants and stuff, right? You need outfits to go on this trip that you're going on abroad. So you ain't caught up on your child support. You don't need to go nowhere. You could go from Oakland to San Francisco, across that Bay Bridge, and pay that $6 toll. That's about all you need to do. And then you pop your happy ass on back, and go over there and play tourist all day, whatever you want to do. That's all you need to do until you catch up on your child support payments. When your kid is straight, then you get your passport. As long as your kid ain't straight, you need to stay here and get you a second job to make sure that magic happens. That's what that's all about. You know. I'm just saying. That's what you need to do. So I feel sorry for him because he couldn't get a what you call it, passport. No, see, you wouldn't want me to work at the passport office because I would be breaking niggas off something terrible. It's like, no, wait a minute. The thing come up from saying that your passport is suspended. You can't get one or whatever because you will be behind in your child support payments for $50,000. So wait a minute. You want to go to France for 2 weeks? Don't that cost about 20 grand? So that 20 grand you was gonna spend on that trip, you could catch up on, use towards catching up with your child support. Let's work on that, Holmes, and move out the line now because you ain't going nowhere. Next, that would be me at the passport office. So they would not want my ass down there because I would be hurting feelings right and left. Well, their fathers didn't take care of them. Maybe, maybe not. We never know that. We can't make those kinds of blatant statements because we do not know that for a fact. See, I stay away from doing that, making them kind of statements and like seeing into the future that I don't have them powers to see into. I talk about what's happening right here. And what's happening right here is nigga ain't going nowhere. Okay, so let's just stick to that. Let's not dig into our imagination and apply our fantasies to anything really on this channel because that's not how I roll. I don't do that. So it would be appreciated if you guys did not do that either. Stick to the facts. And these are the facts. He couldn't get a passport because he's behind the child support payments. That's really all we need to talk about. Don't have nothing to do with his daddy. His daddy wasn't the one fucking. Okay, it was him. So let's stick to that. All right, moving on. Now this shit here was just unbelievable. Okay, how you going to have a shirt like this and walk around in public? How does this work? Captain Save a Hoe. He saved me with a hoe picture drawing on the back. This is some niggalicious hood shit. I just can't even I can't even fathom putting something like this on my body. I don't even want to see it. I mean, really? Lady Boss says she need her brain cells. I just like, who? I just reason why I was looking at this, right? I forgot who sent this in. Because some people were sending in like dozens of them at a time, and the shit was hilarious. I'm crying at my computer. And this is what I thought was really good because it just shows the mentality. It just shows the mentality of some sisters. It's like, girlfriend, what were you thinking? Why would you put that on and walk around anywhere like in public? I mean, if you want to wear it as a joke and, he buys this and say, honey, look, y'all add it and you put it on and you take a picture and then you take that shit back off and throw it in a box or something. Well, that's one thing. But to put it on and you marching around in public, put that on yourself? See, no, that would never happen. He's going to call his woman Captain Save a Hoe. And she say, he saved me. He saved me. I don't know. I just was so like amazed at it. I just, speechless. Come on, sisters. Now y'all need to do better than this. You should not be letting no man call you a hoe and you wearing it proudly on a shirt. What are you doing? Yeah, she need to be slapped. No, she proud. He probably bought them, and that's probably the only thing he ever bought her. Maybe. No, I'm just talking shit. But I just was just in awe. I think if some man gave me some shit like that, I would probably punch him and I'd be in jail for assault. Whew, let's move on from that. What is the message here? This again is reinforcing the thought that they have magic stick and therein that magical eggplant is the bestower of all wishes and dreams and fulfillment of all hopes. and the solution to all problems that any woman on the planet has. It can make you have money. It can cure you from being lesbo. It can do everything because it is magical. It has magical superpowers. That's what they try to make you think, that they are the solution to all that ails you through that thing that they have. And unfortunately, a lot of women, believe that. And then you see them on there, they be like all crack, like, oh, yes, I'm feeling this way and this way. I must need some blah, blah. And it's like, no, bitch, your ass need to hit 24-hour fitness and get on them weight machines. That's what you need to do. And you sitting up here running your lips like, you must have that. Yeah, you get pregnancy, diseases, and a bunch of drama because you just feel like that's what you must have. Take your happy ass and put them donuts and fried chicken down and take your happy ass to the gym and jump on that treadmill. How about you do that? Put in 10 miles on that bad boy. You'll be all right. You'll be straight. And you look better anyway. You feel healthy. Your blood pressure go down. Your body fat levels decrease. You look trimmer. You sleep better at night. You get all kind of benefits from exercise that you don't get from that. And it's a much less risk because at least if you fall off the treadmill, they give you a settlement. The other shit, you just be stuck with some raggedy ass baby. Oh my God, I don't know. I was just looking at this like, wow, they really be really trying to push themselves as necessary instead of, optional in women's lives. It's like, they want to just up uh what you call it, their worth, their value. Oh, next. I didn't even know what to say. On this one, this sister should be embarrassed. Now, I'm going to hope that this is a man's account, because sometimes they have these accounts and they try to perpetrate the fraud like they're the woman. So let's just pretend like that's what this might be, one of those. We don't know, we don't know for sure, but I was looking at it sideways. Anyway, she's like, I'm not saying Serena Williams is a coonette. But me personally, I would rather be with an abusive and toxic black man. Catch that now. Abusive and toxic black man than to date outside my race. That's just something I could never do. But she did try her best with black men, so to each her own, I guess, she says. Okay, so I want you to, I wish I had a highlighter. I would rather be with an abusive and toxic black man than to date someone outside of my race. She could have used just one of them adjectives, an abusive or toxic, but she put them both together. Okay, now what does that mean? That means that you are loyal to someone based on this. Nothing about their character, their goals, their personality, their sense of integrity, their level of responsibility, their level, hard workingness, their devotion to you, their morals, their values, their educational levels, their ability to communicate, their compatibility with you. None of that matters. It's just all this. That's all she cares about. And you can even be abusive and toxic, and I'll take you over someone who would treat me well who is another race. Now, this is unfortunately an attitude that's held by quite a few black women, but it is changing. But say when I first started in this field in the early 1990s, a lot of sisters had that attitude that she's talking about. I don't know if they would go as far to say abusive and toxic, but they would take somebody who was like not at their level at all, in any way, shape, or form on their level, and they would take him just because he was black versus somebody who was on their level and who really liked him who was some other race. Now, see, that ain't me. I'm going to be like, you could be green or purple, but you come in the door and you treat me like I want to be treated and talk to me like I want to be talked to and, help me do stuff and be there for me, have my back, all that kind of stuff. I'm all over that. I like who likes me. And I like it, the person who likes me and treats me really well. That's the person I'm going to like the most. And that's just how I am. It's a 9-year-old Twitter account. Oh, you checked it out? Okay. Yeah, that's some ignorant stuff to me. I just didn't even know what to say to that, and it's so deeply disturbing. Okay, so someone says this is a 9-year-old Twitter account. Okay, so then we might be looking at somebody who's really, a woman who seriously has this mindset. And but isn't that frightening? I mean, what kind of work does that sister need to do on herself? What happened to her that she thinks that putting that man is more important, is more of a priority in her life than self care and self love? Where they do that at? Evidently, they do it on this account at Twitter. I don't know what else to say. But I would never teach that, and I do not advocate that. I cannot co-sign that. And I want my priority is you guys and your happiness and your peace of mind, that that you have high self-esteem and that you go forth and actualize yourself to become the best women that you can be. That's my sole goal with this channel and everything I've been doing for the last 28 years. That's what I do. So this message here is the complete opposite of that. And so this goes over into the dusty category. And what she is expressing is some deep, deep, dark, and just dirty, dusty logic. So please don't think like she does. Please don't. Now we're back to humor. See, I try to mix this stuff up because it's just a little bit too heavy. I just want you guys to leave the show depressed. Yeah, her mindset is cherry. She's just really, really, it's sad. It just makes me feel sad that somebody is that messed up. So this guy had a nerve to be acting like he's oh so offended because the woman says, you just want, to play hide the eggplant. And he's like, no, no, that's not true. That's not all I want. And, that's where they stop, right? That's what most of them stop. They just say, no, no, that's not all I want. Okay, so ladies don't think to ask, well, what else do you want, right? And then he would tell you, well, I also want this part. But you stop there and you don't ask that part. You just think that you know what he means. And so now this meme is telling you now you don't know what he really means. This what he means here. What a nasty thing. It's like walking around with a rash on your mouth after doing all that with his nasty, scrubby, disease covered thing. No. Ew. Gross. Next. All right. Now this guy is like as dusty as they come. Both of them. Well, the woman, yes, the woman is the one who responded. She's ashy and dusty. She's ashy and her name is Ashley. Wow. How appropriate. And then the guy who's the original poster, Juan Ortiz, when I have kids, I'm going to tell my future son, okay, now he ain't got no kids, ain't married. So this is an imaginary wife with an imaginary pregnancy and an imaginary child that he's imagining to be a son because it could be a daughter. It's a 50-50 proposition. So all these imaginings are going on in this post. So keep that in mind before um, you hear this. Okay, when I have kids, I'm going to tell my future son if a woman doesn't go half with you on a date, that she's a gold digger. Even if she offers to go half, let her go half. And if she's really about you, she won't mind paying half because money doesn't mean nothing. It's the principle, it's respect. Women make as much, if not more, than men. And to avoid a selfish woman or that thinks she's entitled, before you go out, ask her if she minds paying half. And if she give you grief over it, she's about money. She's not about building. And then Ashley comes back, and if a woman expects a man to pay every time, she's not ready for real life because it's 100. What you put out is what you get back. Okay, now, first of all, I know to Ashley, please do not reproduce. Uh, he's teaching his son to be dusty. That's what he's teaching his child. He's teaching his son to be just a waste of a woman's time. He wants his son to be with some dusty, desperate broad or to be, of low caliber, or he's teaching his son to be alone for his life because a woman of high caliber is not going to accept a man with this mentality. And first and secondly, you don't build with somebody who's not your husband. Okay, let's talk about that. So you talking about building from the dating phase? Motherfucker, fuck you. I'm not trying to build shit with you. We're not even gonna build a house of cards on the table while we wait for the meal that you about to buy. We're not even doing that because I don't know who you are. And building implies that there's gonna be some kind of financial benefit from it. And I don't know you like that. Why would I be doing that? I don't know you. Yeah, I just met you. We're going on a date to try to get to know each other. But you look trying to talk about building from the first step? No. This is somebody who's trying to come up on somebody. This is a typical Dusty. If you have not, and you're kind of still confused about what it is to be a Dusty, I made a video that explains it. Not a video, what you call it? A meme. And it's up on my new Instagram page, surviving.dating. And it goes to the full explanation of what a dusty is. You can feel free to read it. And I think there's a video about it too. I don't know. I don't remember what I did. Shoot, I had too much alcohol the last few days. I barely remember my name. But it's like, check the video things. I could have sworn I made it and used the meme in the video, but I don't remember. But yeah, this guy, no, Holmes, you would get skipped over. Your son would be left alone and single, and you would be wondering why you don't have no grandchildren and why nobody's coming to see your ass in the old folks' home because your wife has left you and your son is single and you don't have no grandchildren and you don't have no daughter-in-law. And it's just you and your son looking at each other looking stupid because you taught your son to be a dusty bum. That's coming on your plate, Holmes. That's what's coming. Oh, hey, Chilean Aang Geek. What's happening? Welcome to the chat stream. Let's move on to the next one. Now check out dude here. He just straight came out with it. When are we eggplanting? And she's like, he's like laughing like the shit's funny. And so she's all seriously, responding to him with her little frowny face. Why we gotta do that? Okay, this texting typing is kind of scaring me. Why we gotta do that before we go on a date? Cause I need to test that spot beforehand because I'm sick of buying you hoes dinner, he says. And he's laughing like the shit is funny. Okay, so he's disrespected this young lady in everything that he's typed. And why she even responded to him is kind of a miracle to me. I wouldn't have done it. He just would have been immediately blocked. But I'm just like, wow. So, you guys, it's like the young lady, well, see, she's just young. And this is the kind of thing that if you don't teach your daughters what respect is and what disrespect is, they're not gonna know. Especially if this is the kind of stuff, this is the way the guys talk to all the girls, and this is the way all the girls respond. You are the lone voice of reason to just tell your daughters this. If they say these kind of things to you, this is disrespectful. You don't let a man address you like that. You can't stop him. You know what I mean? You can't stop them from talking to you like that. But what you do have the power to do is to deny them any further contact, any further access to you, any conversation from you, any phone calls from you, any exchanges online with you. You have that power because they could do it one time. You know that you can't stop them. You're not like a magical person with, see into the future and know that someone named, Ortiz, whatever, is going to come into your inbox and inbox you some mess so you go in and block them in advance. We don't have those kind of super Saiyan powers. Okay, we don't have those. So he's going to do it that one time. Okay, but then once, if he has opportunity to do it the second time like this one did, then that's on you because you should have blocked him. You don't have to have communication with somebody that addresses you all sideways like that. No, as soon as they do that, I don't have nothing else to say to you. It's just an instant block. I would be very disappointed in my daughter if she did something like that. But my daughter's too much like me. She'd be like, "What the fuck you say? What you say, motherfucker?" So, and then he would be blocked. But yeah, this is really sad. But we have a lot of young ladies like this out here. You guys, they don't know. They don't know. And I don't know what kind of, they're listening to these dusty men on YouTube or other channels, and the men talk like this. There was even a video of a pastor talking to the women in his congregation and calling them all kind of names and just And somebody, some Muslim dude talking about, the women was hoish and all this old stuff. That was a separate video. And I'm like, why do these women stay in these churches and these mosques and all stuff, listen to these men, talk to them like that? I'd be throwing shit at his fucking ass. Sitting up there talking about, you hoes, that's how he was talking. You hoes, you this and that, you just a gentleman. Yeah, yeah. That would have been throwing bananas and apples and shit at that motherfucker. You can sit up there and talk that shit if you want to, you fruit cover freak. But no, they just sit there and and take it. I just don't understand it. But it's the similar, and these are much older women than this little teenage girl right here. So it starts young. You got to educate them and teach them that they have the right to have those kind of boundaries and not to be talked to like they have a tail. That's hard, but that starts with us. Us elders. We have to teach them that. Yeah, my mouth. I might not cut you with a knife, but I'm gonna cut your ass up to bits with my tongue, and you gonna feel it, and you gonna think about it for the rest of your life. How I talked about you. All right, now look at this bullshit. Mothers don't hold themselves with the same responsibility once the father has custody. Why should she? Why should she? You don't. When the mama got custody, you sure don't be too worried about nothing. You just feel like she can handle it. You write that check, have your visitation every other week, and you don't let nothing else bother you. Half the time you don't even show up for the visitation. The other half you don't even pay the child support. So shut up. Now, you want custody because you didn't want to pay child support. You wanted the custody. You think it was going to be causing her problem. You thought that you was going to be punishing her for taking her children. Believe me, her ass was in the club partying. She did not give a fuck. Okay? She didn't give a fuck. She knows you take care of the kids and you have more money. So do handle that. The kid might be mad, but because sometimes the kids don't understand. They feel like the mother's abandoned them, especially if the father's fucked up. They're gonna be like, your mama didn't want. What kind of mama you got? She didn't even want you. She just left you over here with me. Or, unfortunately, children don't have the wherewithal to say, well, what's wrong with her leaving me with you? You're a parent just like she is. Y'all went in 50% on this on the kids that you have. It's just as much right for you to have us as it is for her. So what you trying to say? That it should be her responsibility? No, it should be yours. You the one that wanted the baby. You the one that went up in her bra. If you didn't want no kids, you should have covered that shit up. And since you didn't, that must have mean you want to be a daddy. So here we are, pops. Carry on. Yay. Yeah, this is just a bunch of dust, but he just mad. They be mad because they figure like they want to make you pregnant and that your life is supposed to be ruined for the rest of your life instead of, theirs. There's some dudes plan that. They want to get you pregnant because they want to clip your wings. But then when you say, oh, no, 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 I don't want to be bothered. You can have this kid. You wanted it so bad. You talking about you want to be somebody's daddy. Here, let me sign this over to you. Oh, well, now there's a whole new picture. And then they may create memes like this because they mad. Boy, please, I would be on a beach some damn where and be happy to send you that little funky child support. And no, I don't want visitation either because I'm gone. I'm going to be just like you. Yeah, they ain't like, psh, whatever. All right, here's another one. Now, in this one, he's stating that women, what he's basically saying is that if you are a woman that you enjoy a full life with, eggplants in your world, that you should have no right to ask a man to help you pay bills. You have to be eggplant free for that to have happened, for you to be worthy. Now, when you look at that, most women are going to be, somewhat offended. This lady, she did her clap back and said, you had an actual nerve of you when you looking like a pit bull in the face. Trying to put some value on some woman, on that part of a woman's body, like that's her only value. And they know that if she is all of that eggplant free stuff, that they're gonna be trying to make it, change that condition anyway, and they're gonna feel like they had a right to change that condition because they're paying bills. So this really makes no sense. But what I do want to say to this is the fact that if a man really does think like this and you run into some and you're a young girl and you're eggplant free up until this point, charge his fucking ass out the yin yang. Don't do shit unless you get at least 80 grand out of his ass. And I mean it. I want your tuition for school paid for the full 4 years. Okay, an account with some other money in it. And plus, you need a car and a laptop. He needs to buy you all of that shit and put you $20,000 in the bank. Okay, so now we're over 100 grand. And if that's a situation and you want to do that, then, then you become eggplanted, shall we say. But you know what I mean? That's what I keep telling young women. They don't understand the power that they have. Niggas place a whole bunch of value on that little piece of skin in a woman. They try to act like they don't, but they do. And if you are a young woman and you are saving yourself, sell that shit to the highest bidder. And people be like, well, this basically you telling women to pimp themselves. No, I'm telling them be smart because every woman's gonna fuck at some point. Everybody gonna do that, whether you get married and do it, or whether you decide, oh, today is the day and you do it. But if you are meeting men and they want, they place high value on that shit to get everything out of them that you can. That's what I'm saying. Don't be stupid. Don't just give it away to some little high school boy. Don't do that. Get something out of it. Trade it for something because it has value on the free market. I'm telling you. Now, see, my father, I guess he kind of didn't want to go this deep in it. He kind of alluded to some things, but he didn't like be as blunt as me. But I'm just like be straight out with it. You seen the white girls selling their shit for $1 million. Okay, I don't know about that because that's a different social circle. They're in a different social circle that those things even made the news. But men were bidding for it. And like I said, you're gonna fuck somebody at some point anyway. There's very few women that die of virgin. So, that's in your agenda, right? You're going to do it to somebody. Do it to where you get some fucking benefit out of it besides an STD and a nappy headed baby. Okay? Get something out of it that's going to benefit you long term. I want a condo in my name. I want some property, apartment building in my name. I want my 4 years of tuition paid and a laptop and a car and $20,000 in the bank paid. I mean, get something. Get something. A lot of something before you trade it. And fuck these motherfuckers talking about it don't have no value. You a fucking lie. It has plenty of value, but they want you to think that it doesn't, so that you give yourself up cheap and they can go away and laughing at you that they got something for nothing. Don't be the dumb bitch, okay? Just don't be the dumb bitch. Understand what time it is. And it's making memes like this. I'm telling you, they tell on themselves. And they did, and this is not the only one. Yeah, a little nappy headed baby. Looking at the little ugly ass babies. I'm just saying, man. I'm telling you, if I had my life to live all over again, I would be a fucking pimp. I just like, I mean, worse than I am now. But I just like, that would not be. I would probably be over in Europe some damn where, living large in a palace, because I was very cute when I was younger. But women just have way more power. Young women, especially if you're young and fine, you got a banging body and stuff and cute face too, and you smart. So where you can go to college and make big things happen in your life if somebody just helps you get a leg up. And you don't care if you even come from the hood and you don't have much. As long as you look good and learn how to conduct yourself. That's why it's good to take lessons in decorum and what do they call those, Miss Manners type classes, so you can move and groove in different social circles. Get your ass out the hood. Learn something so that you can know how to dress when you go to certain kinds of events. You know how to do formal place settings, eatings. You know how to conduct yourself at all different kinds of social and political events. Those are things that are not taught to young black girls in the hood. You need to learn them, though, especially if you have that, like I'm saying, if you got the look, you're going to need to have all of those things, and then you can negotiate with men for what you got, and they will pay it. And that's just it. Don't be stupid. Some little broke Dusty that lived down the street from where you grew up in the projects. Nah, you too good for that shit. Save yourself for somebody who's going to help you become the woman that you want to be. Fuck the dumb shit. Pay for your medical school training and all this kind of stuff. Yeah, etiquette. There you go. Finishing school, that's what I'm talking about. That kind of stuff. And they teach you those kind of things. But young black girls don't usually go to those things. If they go to college and then they don't really know how to conduct themselves when they get invited to these different events. This is very important for you to be successful professionally and socially. You have to know how to conduct yourself, and you have to know how to dress. And unfortunately, that's not something that's really taught in the hood. And so these girls get into situations where it's obviously that they're out like a fish out of water and they don't fit in. You need to know how to fit in and move and groove in that social circle. So, but just remember what I'm saying. Don't be stupid. If you're a young girl right now, you better rethink this shit. And I don't care what your parents are telling you, because they will be like, "Oh my God, she's telling my daughter to be a hoe." Now I'm telling your daughter how to come up. That's what I'm telling you. You want her to be. Oh, you find somebody to love you. Fuck love. Love somebody who's gonna help you be the person that you want to be. Dream big, okay? And this is a proof right here that you have that right, and it can make it happen if you stay focused. Now this shit here was funny. He's like, I'm here for a good time, not for a long time. And so he's like, yeah, I had a great time last night. And she's like, me too. Can we see each other again? Like she all anxious. See, you never do that. You never do that. She made the fatal mistake of, being all in her feelings. And he's like, looking at the little ghost thing he made. That shit was hilarious. This was funny. I was like, wow. But this is, the thing, like you dealing with a dude right now. The most she should have said is, yes, me too. And that's it. Can we see each other again? If he want to see you again, he would ask you for the time and attention. He would try to set something up. He would schedule a date. He would ask you to breakfast, to lunch, to dinner, whatever. He would make that suggestion. You keep your fucking mouth closed. You don't say shit. Yeah, she dumb. Put that pound sign in there. She dumb. That's one of my what you call 'em? What flash hashtags. She dumb. But you don't do that kind of stuff, ladies. That's not you. That's not what you do. If he wants to see you, he's not. You're supposed to be keeping your options open, remember? You're supposed to be dating 2, 3, 4 dudes at the same time. Dating. Now you just want to screw them, you do, that's on you. I'm not telling you to do that. I said date. And that means you spend time with them, you talk to them, you get to know who they are as a people. You decide if you like them. If you like them, you might keep them and give them an advancement, a promotion on the list. If not, you next him and you get somebody else to fill in his spot. There's a video on this channel about how to do that. It's called the Pair and a Spare Dating Program. And it advocates that you always keep 3 men in rotation. I tell you how to do it in that video. Yeah, this was very creative. I love this one. I thought, look at him. He got some drawing skills. This was hilarious, and this was very cute. And I'll probably put this over on my new Instagram channel too. All right. Now let's move on to the next one. I think we got, let's see, 1, 2, we got 3 more to do for tonight's show. Now, look at his name. Oba means king, right? King. What is the king? A ruler. What is the king? All powerful. The king is omnipotent in his land. The king has all the wealth and control. Now, this is what he says. Straight black men aren't meant for these corporate 9-to-5 jobs because they are inherently feminine in nature. Now, the jobs are inherently feminine in nature, or are the straight black men inherently feminine in nature? I'm assuming that he means the 9 to 5, because once he says they, it kind of leaves the question mark. Well, who you talking about? What you talking about? But let's just assume he's talking about the jobs are feminine in nature, and that's why straight black men aren't suited for them. And I'm looking at this and say, this ain't some fucking dusty logic. I don't know what is. You need to work your bum. Who you think is going? So they want a woman to have the 9 to 5 job, or he lays around because playing video games and pimping incense on the corner and dashikis and T-shirts is more masculine and more in line with what he should be doing, because he shouldn't have a regular job. I think if you're that kind of dusty, you need to get out of my life and out of my face. This ain't even toxic masculinity, because it's not masculine to not work. So toxic masculinity, they do work. They just are abusive about controlling the money that they make. they don't want to, they want to be in a position of power and control. But in this one, he don't even want to have a job. He just want to be taken care of like he's a little bitch. I'm like, what the hell? Oh, his rap career, he working on his, he trying to be in the studio. Nigga be walking into the studio with a cane and still talking about, yeah, trying to wait for my rap career to hit. I'm a hit. I'm going to be OG rapper for old gangster. OG, old grandpa, the rapper. Something. I don't know. These dudes are just too much for me. But I'm like, he would so be out of my face with this talking about, I shouldn't have a job. That's a feminine thing to have a job. Well, it's a feminine thing to eat too, nigga. Guess what? You ain't eating here. Get out. Ugh, gross. All right, let's move on from this idiot. It's another clapback at the bottom, but dude, he just complaining and just looking all stupid in the face. Pants were invented for men, not women. It's impossible for a woman to wear pants. And he says jeans, yoga pants, dress pants, leggings, dungarees, etc., without sexualizing her body, since they highlight her legs, curves, and rear end. Women who want to be modest should not own pants at all, he says. And so that means that he knows, if it's sexualizing women, he's looking at women in pants, that means he likes what he's seeing, right? But he just mad. And just like dude of below picked up on, he's like, oh, that's a lot of words for nobody will eggplant me. Nobody will let me plant my eggplant. Oh my God, I was howling. I was like, dude, that was just the perfect clapback. Just shut dude down instantly. But yeah, that's basically what he's saying, because it's emphasizing their legs and their curves, and he's just sounding all wistful, and his voice is full of longing. I could just hear it now, and he just watching all the women go by in their pants, and he can't look, he can't get none. I was rolling. Ain't nobody trying to be listening to him. Yeah, that clapback was like epic. That's why, I would have cut it off. But I said, nah, this is too good. I have to include this part too, because this is just too excellent. This is too excellent. And then the final slide of the day, where this guy gets the Dusty News Network Award for being the most savage of anybody on the planet for this week, goes to this guy right here. I mean, the savagery is like interstellar. It's so high. He just straight clowned his wife. And he's like, I love this woman and I'm leaving my bitch ass wife. And he clicked her name. So he tagged her in it. So she makes sure she sees it. Okay? Savage. I couldn't say nothing else. Straight savage. Just gave like this many fucks about his marriage and his wife. This many. Boop, boop. That many. So, dude is just, just out there. So that is what we collected for this week. There were a lot of them that came in. We'll save some for next week because I don't like to keep you guys here too long. But I tell you, it's just the supply of these things, the ignorance. It's just amazing. There's just so much out there. And, you guys are doing a fabulous job of sitting it in. So like I said, my plan was to end this by, the time kids went back to school next month. But it looks like we're going to keep doing this for a minute. As long as you guys keep sending stuff in, I guess I'll keep doing it because it's just unbelievable how much content there is and how dusty these men are. It's unfreaking believable. And I just could kick myself for all the years I ignored all the memes and stuff. I really didn't pay any attention to them. But if you have something now that you've seen the show and you get an idea of how we roll and how we move, what kind of stuff makes the show and which kind of things don't. So if you sent some stuff and you didn't see it, and now you can compare it to what did make the cut, you can kind of get an idea of what we're looking for. And no videos, because after my experience with the the Disney thing. There's just too much copyright stuff involved with using people's videos. So I'm not doing no videos no more. That's out. But if you have some memes and some posts you can take a screenshot of, some comments, you run into some graphics online or something like that, just screenshot it with your phone and email it to me, because people have been tagging me like on Facebook and different things like that. I may or may not see those because I ran into some where people had tagged me like 2 months ago, and I just saw them this week. So that's not the best way for me to get information if you want to see it. I really don't go on those social media sites that much. I don't have time anymore. So if you want to submit something and you think it's really, really good, please send me it via by email to survivingdating@gmail.com. If you don't know how to do it, you get me to tag me, I guess. And I don't know how's that going to work. I need to know that you did it. I don't know how else to do it because I don't really go on Facebook that much anymore. I mean, I go on and I upload and then I'm off like within 30 seconds. I don't really poke around. But just do what you do. If you can get it to me by email, that would be the ideal way. That is the guaranteed way that I'll see it. The other ones are iffy. All right. But I want to thank everybody for coming and sharing your time with me on Sunday. Really, really appreciate everybody who took the time to wish me happy birthday and share their thoughts about what they learned and how they've changed their life during their time with me. That was like those are the best birthday presents, the best messages ever, because it makes me know that what I'm doing is the right thing. I mean, I know, but it's like when you tell me how you've actually used the information, that makes it more meaningful, because then I know how to. Oh, thank you, A. Rogers, another birthday present. Thanks. It lets me know what messages you received the best and what to do in the future. It kind of gives me an idea, for how to program. So I appreciate you taking the time to share those thoughts with me. And everybody just, a really wonderful crew here. We're really close to that 20,000 goal. We didn't quite make it for the birthday, but I think it's less than 100 100 away now. So if you're not a subscriber to this channel, please become one. If I could still get to 20,000 like before the end of August, because it's still my birthday month, then I'm cool with that, because we're real close. It's like 19,000, 900 and something or something. So if we get that 20,000 right before the end of August, I'm cool. That's still a good birthday present. All right. So you guys, thank you so much. Keep sending in those Dusty slides. You got some advice questions. There's a link to submit your advice question for the Tuesday show in the show description down below. And I want to thank my two moderators, Sue and Lady Boss Bay. You guys are on it as usual. I'll see everybody on Tuesday for What the Fuck Tuesday. Be here 6 o'clock p.m. sharp. I'll see you then.